What's going on, guys? It's Drew with Profit Monsters back at you with a new video. And in today's video, first off, I'm wearing my Save the World Berry and Onion Harry Tornado shirt. If you're not subscribed to Harry Tornado, make sure you do. He's got some great content as well as some cool merch, and I love supporting other resellers. So make sure you go subscribe to his channel. If you're not, you probably are, but if you're not, go check out his channel. He's a great guy. As you saw in the thumbnail or the title, today's video is going to be about the 5 pros and 5 cons of being a full-time reseller. Now, for me, I've been a full-time reseller for just under a year. The end of March, beginning of April is kind of when I really started selling on eBay. So it hasn't been a full year yet, but I kind of wanted to put out this video of some things I've learned and the benefits of being a full-time reseller and the things that are not so great about being a full-time reseller. And hopefully these things help you in deciding if you should go full-time or if you should stay full-time or if you should even become a reseller at all. So let's jump into it. We're going to do the bad first, and they're not even really that bad. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Con number 1 to being a full-time reseller is you can tend to compare yourself to others a lot. So what that means is if you're on Instagram or Facebook or any type of social media platform with YouTube and you see other resellers doing really good, making big sales, sharing package stacks or their numbers or anything like that, it's easy to compare yourself and think that you're not doing that great. So it's kind of a con because sometimes if you don't have the right mentality, you can kind of get in your own head. And I do that a lot as I see other resellers or other YouTubers doing really good, having a lot of subscribers or having big sales, hitting huge numbers by sharing on Instagram. And it's easy for me to compare myself to them and say, oh, I'm not doing that great, or I'm not making enough sales, my numbers aren't strong enough, or those types of things. And that's one thing that I am really working on to not do at all, is to compare myself to other resellers, because it's really easy to see other people's numbers and get discouraged when you really have to just run your own course, play your own game, and stay focused on what you're doing and try to hit your own goals. Number 2, the second con to being a full-time reseller would be there's no guaranteed income. So that is kind of something that a lot of people are extremely worried about or hesitant or have a fear of in going full-time reselling, is you really never know how much you're going to make on a daily basis. You could have a day where you do $300 or $400 or $500 in net income, or gross sales of $1,000 or $10,000, even depending on what you're selling. Then you could have days where you don't sell anything. And so it kind of varies up and down. You just never really know what you're going to do. But the key is to stay consistent, to do constant listings, to source good items. And you should at least be able to have a generic prediction of how much money you can make on a weekly, monthly, or yearly basis, depending on how you run your numbers. Number 3 is it's easy to get distracted or get burnt out. So distracted could be you're on Instagram a lot, following other resellers, and instead of focusing on your death pile, as a lot of people call them, or your money pile, whatever. I don't believe in death piles. I'm #no death pile. So I don't like having stuff just sitting around that's not selling. But it's easy to get distracted with other YouTubers' content about reselling, or other Instagram people sharing their stories about what they're finding, and engaging in the community and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not focusing on your own business, then you can expect to see your sales be hindered because you're so much consumed with other people's content or what they're putting out there, or what they're finding, that you're not focusing on your own business or going out and sourcing. And on top of that, getting burnt out is very easy. You can constantly list and list and list and list and list and not see any sales. And it just depends on if you're sourcing the right inventory or not. If you're only doing clothing and you're buying stuff that's $10, $15 shirts, don't expect to have big days. You have to open your eyes, broaden your horizon to all sorts of stuff that can sell, or find a niche or a product that you enjoy selling and is profitable. For example, I've interviewed them on my YouTube channel, but Ryan and Lindsay, they're a great example. They're full-time shoe resellers, and they make a 6-figure income every year reselling used shoes. Some new stuff as well, but mostly used shoes. And they love selling shoes. That's their thing. That's their game. That's all they stick to. They don't buy anything else. They don't go outside of it. But that's because they know what they're doing. If you follow them on Instagram or YouTube or listen to their podcasts, you know that they have a game plan. They take action on it, and they follow it very, very strictly and well. So it can be done with a one product type of item. For me, I like sourcing anything that can make money and trying out new things. Things that I learned that aren't so profitable, I drop them, and things that are profitable, I continue to do them, or things I enjoy. but they have to be profitable. So, don't get distracted by other people. Number 4, this is kind of a con, I guess you could say. I really was having a hard time coming up with them because I really enjoy being a full-time reseller. But this one is you get what you put into it. So if you're sitting out at home watching Netflix when you should be out sourcing, or you don't wake up early enough and get your shipping done, then you're spending all day shipping and then you can't go out sourcing. You get what you put into it. So the amount of effort, the amount of work that you put in is what you're going to get out of it. If you are only listing on eBay, you should only expect sales on eBay. If you're cross-listing or cross-posting like I do, I cross-post across multiple platforms, eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and Facebook Marketplace. I have sales coming in from different platforms. Now, the con to that is you have to remove items that sold from other platforms immediately. And that happened to me this week twice. I sold 2 pairs of shoes on Poshmark that I had already sold on eBay, and I forgot to remove them, so I had to cancel those sales. So if you're not staying up to date on your own sales and inventory, you can easily get messed up with cross-listing and cross-posting. But for the most part, it works out very well for me, and I enjoy selling on multiple different platforms and seeing what works and what doesn't on different platforms and marketplaces. And lastly, number 5, this kind of sums up everything for the negatives, in my opinion, of being a full-time reseller, is it's a roller coaster. You could have returns on eBay, you could have canceled sales, you could have lowball offers, you could have good days, you could have bad days, you could have days where you find epic stuff at the thrift store, you could find days where you drive around for hours and find nothing. It's kind of the name of the game. You're going to have days where you have really great days and you're going to feel on top of the world. You're going to have days where you make tons of sales and you're going to feel on top of the world. And you're going to have days where you question what you're doing and you kind of say, should I really go get a full-time job or should I get a part-time job? And then the next day you make sales and then it kind of all comes full circle. For me, I have questioned that multiple times if I should go get a full-time job or a part-time job while I'm reselling. And for me, it just doesn't really make sense. I enjoy what I do. I love being able to source whenever I want. I enjoy the process. So if you don't enjoy the process, I guess that would be like bonus con number 6, is that there is a big process from beginning to end of driving, sourcing, cleaning, listing, selling, shipping, negotiating, all those kinds of things. If you don't like the whole process, you're going to hate one aspect of it. You're going to be miserable in reselling. Nobody really likes listing, but I enjoy the process of listing. I don't necessarily enjoy sitting down for hours and taking pictures of clothing, but I enjoy finding rare, cool vintage pieces of clothing that I can resell for a profit. So I enjoy the process. So that's going to be it for the cons, guys. Let's move into the pros. My favorite, my top 5, I guess you could say, the benefits of being a full-time reseller. Number 1, you are in control of your own time, as in you are your boss. You don't have a boss that you have to relay to, that you have to give messages to. You don't have to do anything like that. You don't have to clock in and clock out of work. You don't have to be somewhere at 9 o'clock and leave at 5 o'clock and go home and cook dinner. You are in control of everything that you do in this business. So again, even with the cons, the amount of effort that you put in or the amount of control that you take of your business is going to lead to the amount of success that you have. So if you're only sourcing once a week as a full-time reseller and you are okay with that, that's the money you're going to make. If you're outsourcing 7 days a week, you're listing every day, you're taking pictures, you're cleaning, you're doing your systems, you have good spreadsheets of your sales, you're keeping track of your numbers, you are going to do really good. You are in control of your entire business. So you get to decide how much money you make, how much productivity you have, and when you go to thrift stores, when you don't, and you get to be in control of that, which is just a great thing for me. I don't enjoy working for other people as far as reporting to a boss or having to have certain expectations met, other than maybe a sales position where I'm motivated by those expectations. But in a 9 to 5, the rat race, the corporate world, those types of things just don't interest me. So that's why I love being a full-time reseller. Number 2, there are no income limits. The amount of money you make is subject to the amount of work that you put in. And a lot of people say that reselling is not scalable, and I actually disagree with that. I think that there are many ways to scale a reselling business. Rinzi has done that. Rally Roots has done that. There's another guy on YouTube, Mr. Buys a Lot. He's done that. There are plenty of resellers that are doing stuff that have increased their revenue by a lot. other than just reselling. They make YouTube videos, they do podcasts, they do wholesaling, they do mentorship classes, and those are all parts of ways to subsidize, to increase your revenue and to make as much money as possible, to maximize profits as a reseller. If you're only going to Goodwills and you're not checking out flea markets, garage sales, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, all those types of things, then you're not maximizing your ability to make more revenue. You can have employees doing work for you so you can be outsourcing more. You can open a store. You can do a lot of different things to increase the revenue. The Craigslist hunter has a store, and that gives him opportunity to buy stuff that most people wouldn't find at a thrift store because people bring it to his shop, which is really cool. So there are no limits to how much money you can make. You can make a lot of money doing this, or you can make a little bit. And that's one of the pros to being a full-time reseller. Number 3, probably one of my favorite reasons of being a full-time reseller, or one of the best pros, I guess you could say, is it's a modern day treasure hunt. I love the fact that you never know what you're going to find. I could walk into a Goodwill and find a bobblehead for $1 and it's worth $20, or I could find a basketball card in a booster pack that's worth $100. You never know what you're going to find. You never know what somebody is willing to pay for something. I just sold something right before I started making this video for $65 plus shipping that I found at a thrift store for $5. And you just never know what people are searching for, what people are looking for. And when the comps are there to show you that this item has sold for X amount of dollars, it's so fun to be able to pay so little for something and provide a need for people, for someone who's looking for it. They're willing to pay. You're not forcing them to pay for it. It's supply and demand. You have a product that they want and they're willing to pay you for it. It's a great thing. And the modern day treasure hunt, especially at garage sales and flea markets and even thrift stores, it's just amazing. You never know what you're going to find. And you could hit, like Ben at Ready Set Resell, you could hit a jacket that's potentially worth $2,500 that you paid $10 for. It's just amazing what you're able to find at thrift stores, what people donate. It blows my mind. So I love the treasure hunt of being a full-time reseller. Number 4, this one's really important to a lot of people, and one reason why I love being a full-time reseller is I get to be closer to my family. I work from home. You can see I'm in my office right now recording this video, and my family's out in the living room watching a movie or playing or, whatever they're doing right now. And I could stop this video, I could go out there and spend time with them, or as soon as I'm done with this video, I could go out there. We could all go to a thrift store together, or we can cook dinner together. We're making lunch right now. So it's just really cool that I get to be closer to my family and spend time with them. And I get to have that balance of being a full-time reseller, providing for my family, but also being able to be with my family and not miss those important things like my son taking his first steps, or, going to my son's sporting event, or going to a sporting event together, or something like that. And my son Asher actually loves coming to thrift stores with me. So that's really cool too, that we get to have that bond. Finally, number 5, the biggest reason why I love being a full-time reseller is because I get to do something that I absolutely love. When I first started reselling at the beginning spring of last year, I did not know that it was going to become what it is today. And I'm very proud of what I've built, what I've earned, how much money I've made, and the things that I've learned along the way, the connections I've made, the community I've become a part of. And I just love everything about being a full-time reseller. Again, I love the process. I love everything from sourcing to washing to listing to shipping to customer service to learning different apps and platforms. It all is something that I enjoy. And a lot of people say this, but when you actually love what you do, it's honestly not even work. And it's actually true. When you find something you're passionate about, something that you enjoy, to me, it's not even work when I wake up. Like, I'm making money. I'm shipping out stuff that I made money for. I don't dread shipping out packages because that's sales out the door. I love helping people on Instagram. I love motivating people on YouTube. I love teaching things that I've learned. I love watching from other resellers as well. I love everything about reselling. There is nothing in the reselling game that doesn't excite me. It's all sexy to me. I love, cleaning shoes with magic erasers from the Dollar Tree. I enjoy all of it. And the biggest thing is because I have so much freedom as a reseller, I could be making a video, or I could be at a thrift store right now. I could be spending time with my family. I do what I want, and the amount of effort that I put into it is what I'm going to reap in the end. The amount of seed that I sow is the amount of harvest that I'm going to get. Ultimately, if you didn't get the point, I love reselling. Everything about it just is amazing to me. I really really, 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 really like what I do. I love what I do. It's so much fun. And I hope this video has given you a little bit of perspective, or it helps you or motivates you to make the decision, if you are part-time, to consider going full-time, or to get listing if you're not listing stuff. Make sure that you are sourcing good inventory, that you're working hard, you're putting in the effort of the things that you want to get. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rally Roots didn't build what they had in a day. They've been doing it for years and years and years. I think 5 or 6 years at this point, and I'm just getting started. This is only the beginning, so you guys can expect to see big things from me this year in 2020. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you so much. Thank you for watching. You are amazing, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, money!